and compare retirement benefit estimates at different ages or dates when you want to start receiving benefits. Already receiving benefits? Use your account to change your address, set up or change direct deposit, get a proof of income letter, and more. In most states, you can also request a replacement Social Security card. Save time. Go online. Open a My Social Security account at ssa.gov/myaccount. Social Security, securing today and tomorrow.
Produced at U.S. taxpayer expense.
You are tuned into WWWE Hakeville, AM 1100.
The opinions expressed during the sponsored programs on this station are strictly those of the program hosts, guests, and callers and are not necessarily those of Beasley Broadcast Group, this station, its staff, other advertisers, or agencies.
Yes, this is Mr. Controversy, and this is the infamous three-point conversion station. Keep it locked. Yes, we are back inside the three-point conversion sports lounge. I'm your host, Mr. Controversy. Did you miss me? Man, it's a great day. Going to be a great show. A lot of stuff going on in sports, man. This is a beautiful time in sports. I don't care if you're just an NBA fan, hockey fan, whatever, man. Baseball is everything is here, man. You gotta love sports right now. But anyway, once again, you've entered inside the three-point conversion sports lounge, and hope everybody is healthy and safe right now. And man, like I said, it's a lot to get to. It's gonna be an interesting show. Going to tackle a lot of whether it's misconceptions, a lot of questions just about sports in general, with youth, everything. But first of all, let me bring in my guy behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, my guy, G. What up, G?
Yo.
And then I got my road dog, my partner in crime, D Intellectual. What up, D?
What up? I've been missing for, a couple of weeks. I'm back,
bro.
Let's get to it.
Yeah. So we have an interesting show. First, hot topic, we got to talk about the situation. We all know what happened with the situation going on with Kwame, and it started with Kwame Brown and the All the Smoke podcast, excuse me. But the situation happened because of calling Kwame a bust. People have been calling him that for years. But at the same time, Kwame came back. I like how he came back at first, and he was like, yo, I don't, how you going to call me a bust? I've been in the NBA 15 years. How is that a bust? So whatever. So now what we're going to do is we're going to talk about that word bust in sports, not just with him, but in sports. What does it mean? What qualifies you to be a bust? Is it actually legitimate calling somebody a bust? What goes into that and everything? So that's going to be interesting. Then we will talk Julio Jones. It's starting to come out now. They're going to have to do something with him because they can't even sign all their draft picks. So they're looking to trade. I don't know if when that's going to happen.
Nook say, come on.
Who?
Nook.
Who?
Nook. DeAndre Hopkins.
Oh, okay. I don't see that happening. I don't know if Arizona has money, but if that happens, that's scary. But they're going to option. But we're going to get into that. Who could he go to? What will work? Also, we're going to talk the Tebow situation. Not just if it's going to work, period, but also the locker room and the team. Like, are they, are they divided? Will this divide the team? Or will he pull the Tebow out like he always do and get everybody to come together and play hard? That's going to be interesting. Also, we have a special guest, Mr. Adrian Sosa. He's the AAU coach, or the coach of the Team Florida, and for youth basketball, AAU. And we're going to get into the misconceptions about AAU, the realness, the good, the bad, all of that, man. So it's going to be a great interview with great conversation, I should say, with that. Then we're talking playoff basketball. It's here. It's exciting. You got some great matchups in the first round. I really don't believe we've ever had so many great matchups in the first round. I can't think of since I've been a fan. This is like ridiculous. But we're going to get into that, talk about who we think going to win, who has the pressure, all of that good stuff. Then, the finals came out for all the NBA awards, and we're going to take our time and talk about that, who should win this, who should win that. And then Mr. Tony La Russa, MLB head manager Tony La Russa. This guy is going up against his own team. So we're going to see if he's literally we're going to see if he's right or wrong. So and then we got quick hits, what's on our mind. Make sure you stop it. Make sure you let your family and friends know they can listen to the show live locally on 1100 AM, WWWE, The Real. Also, we're streaming live on the 3pointconversion.com, the 3-Point Conversion Facebook page, and the 3-Point Conversion YouTube channel. And then we're also on iHeartRadio. Just look up WWWE 1100. And then we're on TuneIn Radio as well. Look up WWWE 1100. All right. It is now time to get to these quick hits. Let's get it. Shout out to Sharon Beats for the sick beats. Okay, so first off, in the PGA Championship, Luis, I'm not going to butcher his name. I'm going to try it. Osthuizen? How you say that, G? You know how to say
I don't know. You don't?
I don't know.
I don't know who this guy is.
You don't know it? You usually own it. You
anyway,
don't know.
We're gonna call him the
Louis O.
Luo and Phil Mickelson is tied for 5 under right now at the PGA Championship. They're 5 under, and Brooks Koepka is at 4 under. So
let's talk about something bigger.
Wait, hold on. Okay. Oh, what about the golf?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
The number one player the last 2 years hasn't made the cut.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to figure out who it is. I forgot his name, and I just saw it last night. But the number one player hasn't made the cut the last 2 years. It's the first. I think this is like the first time in history that the number one player in the world didn't make the cut 2 times consecutively.
Isn't that, help me out, G, because I got to look at it.
Is it Dustin Johnson? I
think it is.
I'm sorry, y'all.
If it ain't Tiger, I don't know.
I didn't know.
Right.
But
that's a big fact.
As D pulled that up, that is crazy. But no, man, I'm just shocked to see Phil. We don't see
Dustin Johnson.
Yeah, it's Dustin Johnson.
It is.
We don't see Phil. I mean, that happens though.
So he didn't make it?
No, 2 years in a row.
2 years in a row.
First time in the history.
See, it happened 1 year.
Yeah, but they don't expect it.
Maybe this is, I don't know what. Maybe he don't like the greens, but I know with Phil, I was just shocked that Phil was there. Like, I'm happy for Phil. You know, Phil a trooper.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying? Lefty and original lefty. You know what I'm saying? But Phil a G. Anyway, moving on. Scott Henderson, a top 10 point guard in the class of
Scoot.
Scoot. My bad. Scoot Henderson. I'm reading. Yeah, Scoot. Little old Scoot, man.
Little Scoot.
Top 10 point guard in the class of 2022. He has reclassified to the class of 2021 and will skip his senior year of high school to sign with the NBA G League Ignite team. Henderson signed a deal worth $1 million of them things, and at 17, it's considered the youngest pro basketball player in American history. That's dope.
Man, heck yeah, that's dope. We can also get on them other two boys that just signed. They gonna get seven figures from the league that's finna be down
overtime.
here.
Overtime.
Overtime.
The overtime, yeah.
Them two getting 7 figures. It's already a 2-year deal, 7 figures.
I'm gonna get more into that. We're gonna read more into that.
Yeah.
We're gonna see if we can actually cover that.
And I'm proud of them. Like,
Yeah, that's-
you know
but
what I'm
that's
saying.
dope. That's
and
dope
and
that
they
they
get
have
paid for their likeness.
Yeah.
They gonna get sent to school. Like, all this good, man. Like NCAA gonna have to change something up. That's what's happening.
Good. Yep. That's what we need to do. We
That's
need to
what's
force
happening.
NCAA to
Yeah.
change it up. That's what's up. Moving on. 7 medical professionals in Argentina have been charged with homicide over the death of soccer legend Diego Maradona. He died from heart failure in November 2020. The same month he underwent successful surgery for subdural hematoma. What is that? Y'all know what a hematoma is?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's the very next thing.
Oh,
if you read
more
it.
commonly known as a blood clot. Hey, why can't we just say blood clot, G?
Cause you gotta say what it is.
That's what
Right.
they call
That's
it.
what
Okay.
happened. Then we come back and say
Right.
a blood clot.
According to a report from the medical board appointed to investigate his demise, Maradona was in agony for 12 hours prior to his death. He was treated at a house rather than a healthcare facility and may not have had any treatment for a previous heart condition. So they in trouble.
I mean, yeah, that's big. That's real huge. You know what I'm saying? But
they in
when I read that, it made me think about Michael Jackson and Prince.
Right, that's
You know
what I thought
I'm saying?
about.
Like, that's instantly what I thought about. So these 7 people get charged in another country, but over here they like, yeah, all right, we'll see y'all.
Well, the at least the one with Michael
the one
Jackson,
with Michael
he got
Jackson,
charged.
he
Doctor got charged.
Dude went to jail.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why
I don't know if there's anyone involved.
No,
with
with
Prince.
No. They gonna say
It was just him. It was him by himself.
He getting high.
Right. Moving on. There is a deal in place for a boxing match between boxing luminary Oscar De La Hoya and UFC legend. So, is it
George.
It's
Okay.
just George.
I know it was Jorge, whatever. Like you got the S at the end. So
It's just George
George's.
St. Pierre.
That's why I'm like. But anyway, George St. Pierre. The S threw me off, G. That's why I'm like, I don't want to mess up his name. But the fight cannot happen unless the UFC gives its approval. According to Ryan Kavanagh, who is attempting to promote the bout under his Triller Fight Club banner, Kavanagh says that he and backers will pledge $1 million to the charity of UFC President Dana White's choice if White clears St. Pierre to compete. St. Pierre has retired from MMA but remains under UFC contract. Do you want to see this?
No,
Oscar De La Hoya like 75 years old.
not just that. He's still gonna beat George St. Pierre up.
Yeah,
he gonna beat him
You're
up.
not a fighter.
He gonna beat him up. George St. Pierre was a beast in UFC.
No, but that's UFC.
Exactly. You can't kick me, dude. Like, he can pepper him all night, jab him all night, and just have, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's why Dana White like, nah, I'm not finna let his, because you know what that'll do to his legacy?
It'll mess it up.
Imagine getting beat. I'm talking about not just beat down, like beat up for like 7 rounds.
Right.
Nah.
So do you let me ask you a question. Do you think that Conor McGregor, you think it messed up his?
Nah.
Okay.
Nah, the thing is, what St. Pierre has, as far as if he wanted to use leverage, is like, okay, you let that one dude fight Jake Paul, and you let Conor McGregor fight Floyd Mayweather.
So I should be able to fight.
So what's the issue with me? And I'm retired from the MMA, from UFC. What's the issue with me fighting?
Dude, you gonna
De La
get beat
Hoya?
up. You gonna get really beat up.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? Like, McGregor had a little boxing skills previously. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I mean,
but this
like,
isn't his. It wasn't his forte. I mean,
When
I
last
guess
time-
we're
when
in
last-
like Mayweather is not like a
a
knockout guy.
artist.
Yeah,
When last time St. Pierre fought?
So that's what I'm saying.
4 years ago.
Exactly.
Moving on, Tennessee State is conducting a study to test the feasibility of becoming the first historically black university to field varsity men's and women's ice hockey teams. To me, this is very dope. The university announced the study will, with help from the NHL, the Nashville Predators, and College Hockey Incorporation. That's dope. You don't like it?
No, I think it's very dope that they getting into it. I just want to know why it got to be a study and why we got to go into all.
Yeah.
Well, you got to think about it like this, just from a non-racial level first,
Right.
just to start with, is that a lot of the NCAA hockey schools are in the north. So like the major teams are like Maine and Boston,
and most
and Wisconsin
HBCUs are
in the South.
Yeah.
Right.
So there, I mean, some, and Tennessee has been working on this. They have the Nashville Predators,
Right.
and
That's
they said
why they're
on
using
the club level, which is like intramurals, they have Middle Tennessee has a team, Tennessee, and Vanderbilt. They have intramural teams, but they probably want to get into the Division I hockey game as well.
I want to know how many people at Tennessee State want to play hockey.
It must be because they. But
Gotta be enough. I mean, if they're around
They're
if they
trying
watch
to do
enough Nashville Predators games,
they're trying to get to it.
All right,
Apparently,
they seeing PK subbing.
And last but not least, Manny Pacquiao would face
I'm not
Errol
gonna say his
Spence
name.
Jr.
I'm not gonna say his name.
Oh, I was gonna put it in there. It's like Errol
Ero, my bad. I said it right. I said it wrong.
I'm gonna go say
Ero
his name.
Spence Jr. If y'all just the first time listening to it, y'all don't know about it. D messed his name on one time and called him Ero. So we call him Ero from here on out.
That's what he is.
Ero Spence Jr. on August 25th. A venue for the fight has not yet been determined. Pacquiao is 42, excuse me. 42 years
62?
old and hasn't fought since 2003. Since 2019 when he defeated Keith Thurman. So this is, come on, dog. Like now, if this is the upset, I can't see it. This would be the biggest. This would be better than the George Foreman joint.
Joe, if Spence lose, it's gonna be a pretty. You ain't say his name.
Yeah, but if Spence lose,
Man,
this will mess up his career.
Yeah.
Why do this? Why do that to a legend? But either or,
Because he probably gonna beat him up.
I know. But all right, man, that wraps up Quick Hits. We're gonna take a quick break, and we will be back to talk. I'll get us in some trouble.
That's what it's gonna be.
Probably gonna
That's
get
what
caught
it's
out.
gonna be. That's what it's
All
gonna
right,
be.
keep it locked.
Join me for a minute. I want you to hear something.
Sports Talk it is.
Welcome! You're listening to the Sports Shock Show, and I'm the Sports Shock Wayne Candy.
The 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge, and I'm your host, Mr. Controversy.
Hello and welcome to DNA Sports. This is Don the D and DNA.
What's going on? This is Ace of the A and DNA.
Where we bring the facts about sports.
It's Sports Roundtable. I am your humble host, H.O.
Download the Real 1100 app from your Google Play or Apple App Store today.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Cat Williams, and you are listening to 3-Point Conversion Radio.
Get ready. From the oven to your ears, it's now time for the Hot Topic.
Yes, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. I'm your host, Mr. Controversy, with my guy, D Intellectual.
What up?
All right, so as we mentioned earlier, a lot of talk going on with this situation with all the smoke and Kwame Brown. And I will say this, we were talking and we're just going to make it quick. We both agree, shout out to Kwame for just using his platform to make his money. Like, I always say I don't like the way he's going about as far as talking about everybody, but I ain't mad at him for using his platform. That's what he's doing. Why not do it? You know what I'm saying? Somebody talk about you, use it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Now, again, I don't like the way he's going about as far as talking about and keep going on, but at the same time, I'm not mad at the hustle. But what he was pretty much mad about is the fact that, for some reason, I guess this time it really ticked him because it's the hottest show and everybody's watching, is the fact that, he's been labeled a bust. And because he's labeled a bust, it's he played, I think, 15 years in the league. Is that really,
Anthony Bennett is a bust.
So let me ask you, what? So to you, when you hear that term "bust" in sports, when we're not talking just Kwame, but just in sports, period, what is your version of a bust?
So not just with the Kwame situation, right? Just like with overall situations. I don't think it was Kwame's fault that Michael Jordan wanted to draft him to do whatever he wanted to do. You know what I mean? That kind of go on. So what was Kwame supposed to say? He's supposed to say, "Hey, don't draft me number one because I'm not worthy
apparently
of number one."
The plan was
to trade him
for Elton Brand.
That was the whole thing. Didn't work out. So now Kwame is because if you think about it, and I remember it. Have we heard anything about Kwame before? Like what, 4-5 months before? Because you know how draft picks go. We hear about them for a year or two, right? We know that they here. We know what they doing. We hadn't heard nothing about Kwame. He came out of nowhere.
He had been playing in some pickup games with Jordan.
Big Three.
Before he got drafted.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Wasn't no big tape on him. Wasn't no Kevin Garnett, Ronnie Fields. Wasn't, you know what I'm saying? He had a good year and just.
No, okay, right. But I don't, like I said, I don't want to get into Kwame because it's not about Kwame. But what is your version of a bust? Like when you hear the bust word, what is your definition when you think of a bust, or do you have one, or do you consider anybody being a bust? Like,
so that's hard for me, right? Because,
well, you just said Anthony Bennett was a bust.
Yeah, so that's a bust for me.
So okay, so explain it. Why is he a bust?
Anthony Bennett came in, was the number one pick. He played what, 12 games in the league, right? Wasn't it like 12 games?
Maybe 15.
15. Try to come back, and whatever the case may be.
Did he get hurt?
No.
Well, when his first year, he was hurt,
right?
And then he came in towards the end of the season. But then when LeBron came back, suddenly Bennett, it was part of the Kevin Love trade.
Okay.
So it's like you give up on the number one pick after one season. And they had the number one pick again. They had Andrew Wiggins, and he was part of that Kevin Love trade.
Right.
So it was kind of like Minnesota made the pick in a way.
No, because
but they really didn't because it was an upset of a pick. Because I remember reading a lot of mock drafts and all that, and he was outside the lottery.
Right,
Anthony Bennett.
Yeah, but not just that. He came in, when he did come to camp, he came out of shape.
Yeah.
He didn't do anything. He came very bad. But you also, so let's get into that. So Darko Milicic, being picked before Carmelo. So you can say the people are a bust, but let's talk about the GMs or the teams that's picking them.
Well, yeah, because with that situation, the Pistons outthought themselves.
Right.
And you're picking a 17-year-old.
Okay, so what's your definition then?
Well, for me, it's someone who's with their draft position, in relation to their draft position, they underachieve. And as far as they don't really have an impact on their team, they don't. It doesn't seem like they improve their game, things that they get better at, because that can happen. A lot of people, if they don't see it right away, some people try to label players a bust after their first game in the league.
Jermaine O'Neal, at 2-3 years, but then he went to Indiana.
But he was in a situation where that he was on a veteran-laden team.
Yeah.
So the situation, I know we're getting to that kind of matters. But if you're someone I consider a bust because they ended up jumping around to a lot of teams is like Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. He was drafted number 2 right after Anthony Davis.
See, he out the league, ain't he?
I think so.
So when I think of bust, because I hate to use that word. I've always kind of tried to shy away from it. I'll call you garbage in a minute, but I hate to use the word bust. Because I think it's a lot that goes into it. but it's mainly if you're a top pick like Ryan Leaf. I mean, because we're not gonna stick just to basketball. Like I said, this is pertaining to all sports. If you like Ryan Leaf, he gets in. You number one. You claim to be number one. You the first pick of everybody, or the top few picks. Everybody, this is what you were supposed to be. Then you get in, and then you don't perform to the level of what you're supposed to. You don't have any injuries. You just never. You're not that type. Then I can see people using the term "you are a bust" because you didn't live up to the expectations of what you were deemed. Now, it's not fair to them, but I mean, this is what it is with the sports world, media, and everything. You're number one pick. We expect you to be we picked you number one, or they picked you number one. What you gonna do, dog? And we see it more so happen in football more than any other sport, I think, because you got a lot of people number one. Basketball, because we see the face and all of that, and it's only 12 to 15 players to a team, where in NFL, you got 53-man roster. After 2 years, you just forget about that guy anyway, like, because somebody else has stepped up. So I look at it more so of if you don't play up to your expectations, especially if you're number one, if you're that high draft pick and you came out and the buzz is on you and then you don't, I understand that term.
Right, cool. But what if I wasn't supposed to be the number one pick? What if you didn't do your research and didn't, you know what I'm saying? Well, honestly, so I'm not tripping on your definition of bust.
No.
I mean, I kind of agree with you.
I wanted to answer, but that's a good point. I think, though, it depends on, because it's only a few people in any sport that was considered. Like Anthony Bennett is one of them. Anthony Bennett might be one of them. Maybe Kwame and
Ryan Leaf.
No, Ryan Leaf was a high scout. He was the guy. He was the guy in college. Yeah, so it's. But it's rare that you have that.
It's someone who wasn't supposed to be the number one pick.
Yeah, that's rare. But it's rare though. That rarely happens.
The thing is, then
Bennett came out of nowhere, right? Even Anthony Bennett, he came out of nowhere.
Like he was predicted outside of the lottery. Yeah. But I think what also happens is that the teams sometimes don't get enough of the blame because I don't know what Cleveland was thinking, like, oh, let's get Anthony Bennett. But that you can consider that a weak draft when the best player was picked at 15. That was Giannis. And Rudy Gobert was in that draft too, and he was in somewhere in the 20s.
It was a horrible draft that year.
Somebody on YouTube said, Vontae Graham, y'all need to stop, man. Talking about bust. Y'all wrong for that. Go ahead.
Man. But wasn't he undrafted? This thing. Wasn't he undrafted anyway?
Yeah.
But they wrong for that. You know that.
Yeah. He wasn't even drafted.
So, all right. So let's
okay.
Well, let's move on there. So if that's the case, should we consider that the players in the wrong situation, if a bust if he's in the wrong situation, like Kwame,
I think it's a combination of both. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by it is the team should be doing more diligent work, right? And I don't know if Kwame worked hard after practice or in practice or what. You know what I mean? But Michael Jordan was 40 years old when he was telling Kwame to go to sit your, you know what I'm saying?
It was a different time than as far as when the high school players were coming out because it was still an older league.
Yeah,
so it wasn't a situation where the kid's going to come in and start right away. Right. He still has to earn his spot. Kobe came off the bench his first 2 years. Yeah. Right. Jermaine O'Neal's buried on the bench of a stacked with veterans on the Blazers.
Even Gil said, he was like, it wasn't that Kwame wasn't good. It was, man, Jordan killed his confidence.
And Oakley hitting him all the time.
But
it was like he was on a team full of veterans
that said, this what you supposed to do. But I'm 18, bro. I don't know.
Right, but at the same time, though, even though it was newer than for 18-year-olds come in, Kevin Garnett, I tell you the same. As he said
Kevin Garnett went to Farragut. That's
What they got to do with anything?
You ain't hear his Hall of Fame speech?
But what does that have to do with anything?
Being tougher.
No, but what I'm saying though is because we don't know. Obviously, Kwame is tougher.
I mean, it's probably it was a mindset with Kevin Garnett, and Minnesota didn't have that kind of team where it's a bunch of veterans that look, he's not taking my spot. He's not taking my spot. So he came in and he started pretty early.
KG will tell you that leaving from South Carolina, coming to Chicago, that made him go to the NBA.
But I'm saying the center position in Washington, it wasn't veterans there. You had him, Jahadi White. So what I'm saying is, but Minnesota did have Terry Cummings, Foy, and Sam Mitchell. So he had them, but I just think...
No, I mean like veterans in the rotation. Not just veterans on the team, just veterans in the rotation to where like he may not get a lot of minutes. And that was the thing with Kwame Brown. There were players in front of him that were going to get more minutes.
Okay, I see what you said. Just period. You just saying
right.
Period. Okay.
And then and apparently Doug Collins had something against him too.
And you mentioned Jermaine O'Neal. He's one of them that I could name. I'm trying to think in football or baseball where you've seen a player that
I don't think it happens as much in football.
No, I can see that where because football is schemes. You got a lot of people that play in a two-back system, and they might not be fit for that. But then when they move, okay, this is what it is. Like Alex Smith was pretty good in San Fran, but when he got to Kansas City, he blew up. You saw him. You see it. It's all sports. So
with football, it's more about schemes and the fit with that particular team. Like some people are close depending on what happens in the next couple of years, but Jadeveon Clowney could be considered a bust because he underachieved. I mean, some people could look at him that way, but I think part of it.
Look at his last 3 years.
But part of it is when he played in Houston, he's playing out of position
and on the opposite side of JJ Watt.
Yeah, but they got Clowney playing a 3-4 linebacker when at South Carolina he's a 4-3 defensive end.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. He still was playing, but I'm just saying a bust. I can't say Clowney's a bust, but right. So what about injury?
What pick was Clowney?
Number one.
Man, look.
Has Clowney made the Pro Bowl?
No,
once.
Yeah, he only played with 4. You can't.
He only played what?
He played
he
with
like
4 or 5
6, 7 years in.
He's played 7 years.
7 years? Oh. But
put him on your radar.
And now he's going to his 4th team?
Right.
What you said last night? You ain't brought up garbage watch in a while.
But I wouldn't say he's. I ain't
gonna say garbage
because I think you looking at sacks, but Clowney does a lot.
I know. I'm not gonna say garbage, but
he ain't no bust.
What you expect from number 1 pick?
Ain't no bust. So if that's the case,
how many sacks he had last year?
So basically that's.
I don't know.
So basically, hold on, D. So are you? So that's what you're saying. So that's what you say. So it's again. So if you don't live up to it, that's what you're saying. If you don't live up to the expectations, that's what it is. That's all you saying.
I mean, that should be part of it.
I mean, that's part of it. That's part of it.
Because I'm just saying with that, that's what we're talking about.
Part of it.
Before we go, do we blame injury? Because we talked about Sam Bowie. Everybody talks about him being a bust.
No, I can't blame injury because Greg, who know what Greg
Oden's the big. Everybody call him a bust. I don't believe that. I don't agree with that.
I believe
it's just unfortunate.
Yeah.
But when they came back, like, well, this is after the injury, we don't know what he could have been.
And then
if they weren't hurt.
And then you got to think about it, right? Think about Sam Bowie. That's the perfect perfect person you brought up. Sam Bowie with the Portland Trailblazers pick. Why would they pick Michael Jordan when they had Clyde Drexler? You know what I mean? Like,
and maybe they should have listened to Bobby Knight because apparently someone from Portland asked Bobby Knight, what do you think of Jordan? Oh, he's the best player I've ever seen. But we need a center. Well, put him in center then.
All right, man. We're going to take a quick break. And we will be right back.
They should have listened to Crazy Bobby.
Kids follow your lead. Help them stay healthy. Wash your hands. Don't touch your eyes, nose, or mouth. And cover coughs and sneezes. Clean and disinfect the objects you touch often, like your phone, the remote, and doorknobs. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. And if you're the one who's sick, stay home. This station is part of the Beasley Best Community of Caring, and we care about your family. For more info, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19.
Yo, you chilling with the 3-point conversion sports line. It's Chad Johnson.
All right, we are back inside the 3-point conversion sports lounge. All right, so a lot of talk with the Falcons. We know this situation with what's going on with them not having enough cap space to sign their rookies they picked up. I don't even know if they can sign any rookie. I think that's how bad it is. But they have to do something. So it's been lingering for the last year. They might trade Julio. Mm-hmm. Now you're starting to hear it. Now
stronger.
I've heard rumors that Falcons are listening now. They're thinking they're shopping him. So let's get to it. Who do you all say he should go to? You mentioned Arizona. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they have enough money.
No, I mean, probably not, but I wouldn't mind seeing him in Baltimore.
And see, and I'm glad you brought that up because a lot of people say he wouldn't get the ball. What? Now, is that because of Lamar or is that because of the scheme? Because I think they would wing it. If
scheme.
I think they would
figure it out.
Yeah, I think they would.
So, and this is one of the things I was saying, I was thinking about with the Bears and Justin Fields, right? Like, you see what Baltimore did when they got Lamar Jackson? They changed their offense around the quarterback as opposed to changing the quarterback around the offense. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what would happen. They would figure out how to get Julio. And first off, other than that, who else getting the ball? Who else getting the ball? Who Lamar throwing to in Baltimore other than Julio if he was there?
Hollywood Brown.
Exactly. Exactly. So I think
I don't know if Steve's still there.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be a great fit. Like, period. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's it. I think he would that would be the perfect fit. And they probably got the cash.
I like Baltimore. Also,
or Tennessee would be good too.
Yeah,
Tennessee might be decent too.
Tennessee's interested.
Yeah. Tennessee that'd be scary.
I think the Dolphins and of course the Patriots.
And the
are
good
interested.
And the good thing is, and I like the Patriots. The good thing is,
I wouldn't go to the Patriots.
Why?
Because you don't even know who the quarterback is or how they gonna get the ball anywhere. I mean, I know Cam there, and Mac Jones gonna be there eventually, but
Mac Jones is the future.
Yeah, but
Belichick already said Cam is the starter.
Yeah,
Cam is gonna throw the ball.
I mean, Julio don't know what's gonna happen.
Which, as far as what?
How great did Cam look last year? I know he didn't.
They didn't throw the ball.
I know they didn't have no receivers. You know what I'm saying? But do you want to go into that situation?
We're talking about one of the greatest offensive coaches.
Right, absolutely. But so, do you want to go into a New England situation?
Yeah.
Hold on. Or a Baltimore or Tennessee situation where they both were already there, and all they missing is a wide receiver.
I think all New England missing is a wide receiver. Remember, they didn't have any defensive players last year, so New England would have been much better. Cam caught COVID. So
I mean, I agree. So, I agree with
I hear what you're saying, though. I mean, Baltimore, but you. Which quarterback do you trust between Baltimore and New England? Between Lamar and Cam?
Lamar.
You tripping. I would trust Cam. We've seen Cam do it. Okay. We've seen Cam. Now, Lamar hadn't done it because Lamar don't have any weapons, but we don't know.
And he's young.
Right. But people would go to a veteran quarterback. I'm just saying with Cam, we've seen Cam win the MVP. And Cam didn't have weapons then. But with him and Josh McDaniels, and that's a match made in heaven. So
I mean, I feel you, but
we talking about a match.
Yeah.
Tim Tebow, y'all. What?
Oh,
so
God.
he officially signed. He's there. So we can't say he's there. I mean, that's what it is. But
he still ain't made the cut.
Right,
though.
but I'm just saying. But
Yeah.
are you afraid that first of all, do you think it'll work? Him being tight end, just period.
No.
Ooh, gee, you think so?
I think if he had did it 15 years ago, 10 years ago, it may have worked. Like, dude, you can't just come in after doing all this for all these years and just. But let's get to.
We'll have to see because look, there are 6 other tight ends on the roster right now.
Right.
They're like I know the team wants to jump out here. They selling jerseys.
Top 5. Not just jerseys,
but items are all Tebow items.
Top 5 items in the NFL. They'd have made their money, even if they sign him for the rest of the season. They'd have made their money back already.
Yeah. So look, when Tim Tebow was on the Eagles for the preseason, there were people buying Tim Tebow Eagles jerseys. Some people still have them. I know they do. So I want to see him make the team first, and then we'll see like what his role's actually going to be because. Otherwise, because it's Tim Tebow, it is a story. It's really not a story right now.
So this is what I was telling Controversy the other day. Do you want this around your team?
What? So yes,
everything that's gonna come with Tebow, right? It's gonna be a media frenzy. Top 5 items sold in the NFL are Tebow now, right? So let's say Trevor Lawrence. So we also in Jacksonville, Florida, which is Tebow country, right? So imagine your number 1 pick quarterback come out there and have a bad 2-3 games. What you think the fans gonna be hollering?
Put Tebow in?
That's what they gonna be hollering.
No.
In this situation, I don't know.
If he's playing tight end, they're gonna be hollering. Yeah, put him in the tight end.
Bro, they're gonna be hollering. Put him in. Man, let Trevor Lawrence come out there and just be a rookie.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Just be a rookie. Teams. They gonna say, maybe you should put Tebow at quarterback. Like, why would you want all of that? Like, so my thing with Urban Meyer, dude, you just went with this with Doyle. Dude, Doyle from Iowa. Like, dude, what are you doing? Like, are you really trying to divide the locker? Like, what are you doing, bro?
See, I think the only reason why it divides the locker room, I don't think it has nothing to do with them wanting to, because I don't think they're going to call for Tebow. Like, he's 50 years old.
I'm just talking about period.
But let me finish. I'm saying, but I think when it comes to just the fact that Tebow just shouldn't be on his team, a fair shot, I think that might.
That's what I'm saying. That part.
Now,
yeah.
The only way it doesn't divide the locker room, if training camp comes and Tebow balls out.
Right.
But at the same time, also, if Tebow, because it might not just be, let's give Tebow. First of all, I really think it's like, yo, we're going to give you some loot. Just come on, we're going to do this. But also, just helping out his buddy. But then again, I think it also asked him to do it. Why wouldn't you want somebody like this in your locker room? Because we know right now, if it's not Ray Lewis, the only other person that I would want to have in my locker room when he was playing was Tim Tebow. Because we've seen how Tim Tebow pushed him. We've seen how he did it in Florida. You can shake your head all you want, but we seen how he did it in Denver. And they got to the playoffs. Ain't no freaking way they should have got to the playoffs. But they got in because that team believed. They knew when he first got there. When he first got there, they knew he was garbage. The team knew he was garbage, but they started believing in him. And Tebow didn't care about that. Let's play football. And they won. They won a playoff game.
Bro, that was before Tebow was on TV and giving his opinions on certain things. So you don't know what that locker room looked like.
But even when he come back, we know what he is in the locker room.
No, you don't.
How we don't?
Because he's gave his opinion on certain things.
But I understand that. But I'm saying when he's in the locker room,
you can't get away from what you talked about and what you said already.
But he can go in and say, okay, this is me, I agree. It's a lot of people in the locker room don't agree with certain things. A lot of people, Christianity, Muslims, whatever. So we know that. But we've seen Tebow in the locker room bring everybody together. So what I'm saying is, if he's able to do that, and it's possible because we've seen him do it multiple times. We've seen him in Florida, and we seen him in everybody talks about Tebow, talks about
I don't think him. How long he been out the league? 5 years.
No, yeah, that last preseason game was 2015.
Damn, it's not even longer than
Bro,
that.
you can't get in here and tell me nothing.
No, it's not telling. But that's the thing. It's not about telling them anything. It's more about bringing everybody together. And I think with him doing it, I think that's how he's always been. People didn't want him. They didn't look.
Okay.
They didn't.
You give him that. Give him that.
It's proof. They didn't want him the quarterback in Denver. A lot of people.
Okay. No, he did. He's a winner. I get that.
No, not even just that. I'm not talking about a winner. I'm talking about just in the locker room how he brought it. Everybody said it, man. He was the reason he brought everybody together. So you want a guy like that.
What if the locker room didn't even want him? And when the signing happened, most of the locker room probably like.
Denver was like that when Denver picked him up.
But he was playing then.
No,
he was doing what he was doing.
No, when they drafted him, players didn't want him. Players was mad. Why are you putting? Why are we picking him?
So as a tight end, he gonna change the narrative. So that was him playing quarterback, and he won. And hold on, he was winning as a quarterback and took them to the playoffs. Did game-winning drives because that's what he was doing, and all that. So as a tight end, we finna believe in you like that.
Bro, it's a locker room. You got a lot of good people in the locker room. People talk about, is this guy a locker room guy? They don't have to start.
We'll see.
They don't have to play.
We'll see. So it's probably some people like, man, that could have been another person's position because you were just doing college football. You was just doing college football last week.
But that's what I'm saying. You're gonna have that regardless. But what I'm saying is, he has that aura about him to bring it together because that's what it was in Denver. So that can happen. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it can, or it could go the other way. But all right, man, we're going to take a quick break. Can't wait for this next segment. We're going to have a good time, man. You don't want to miss this. Real talk right here. Keep it locked.
Have you been looking for a radio station that gives you sports?
I don't believe it! It's a touchdown!
Entertainment?
Are you not entertained?
And other special interest talk shows?
Well, isn't that special?
All on one app?
Yo, that's dope. What app is that?
It's the Real 1100 AM app for WWE. Grab it for free in your Google Play or Apple App Store today.
This is Mari Stoudemire, and you listen to 3 Point Conversion Radio.
All right, we are back inside the 3 Point Conversion Sports Lounge. And again, we thank everybody who's listening, whether you're on YouTube, listen to, first of all, on the radio, of course, but the people that are streaming, whether it's on iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, you're watching the stream on the 3pointconversion.com, the 3 Point Conversion Facebook page, or the 3 Point Conversion YouTube channel. We appreciate you. We definitely appreciate you. So, this I couldn't wait for this. I've been trying to get this hooked up for a minute with other coaches, and I don't know if it was maybe because they were busy. I know a lot going on right now, but I want to say that so last weekend I covered the Hoop Scene tournament. This is the youth basketball / AAU, if y'all want to call it that. And I was there, and I got to interview this young man. I'm not gonna mess up his last name, Coach, but my name Carl. I'll have you say his last name. This is when you come on. But either
Sosa?
or, no. This guy named Carl is a player.
Okay.
And Carl, but he was a beast. Kwame Brown, this dude was a beast.
Mm-hmm.
But then I watched his team and I watched his coach, and I watched how his coach handled them and the way, even afterwards, making sure they were good, keeping them together, talking to them. just the way he was with them, it stood out. So I approached him, man. Let me bring him on. None other than my man, Mr. Adrian Sosa, coach of Team Florida. What's going on, Coach?
Hey, everything's good, man. How are you?
Good. So I definitely want to jump into it. A lot of talk with AAU basketball, youth basketball, but we use the term AAU, and with we've seen, and it's what it was. We've seen coaches try to take advantage of their players' likeliness. Okay, this guy's good. College want him. All right, you got to hire me just to go, just to get him. Or when it comes to the games, just the way they've handled the team, just on a level of, favoritism and all of that good stuff. But it's been a lot of talk about that. But I want to ask you, because you're a coach, you're in this. Can you talk about the misconceptions? Because that's what we hear. That's what we think we've seen. We've heard people talk about. But to you, what are the misconceptions of youth basketball?
Well, you touched on it in the beginning, AAU. AAU is an organization. So they're one of many organizations that take part in youth sports. So they get the good with the bad. Anytime there's a good experience with kids, good tournament, good exposure, AAU gets the recognition. But the reality is most of the events are not AAU events. So we're talking grassroots basketball, youth sports as a whole. There's thousands of organizations. AAU is recognized for what they've done in the past. So a lot of times people hear the term AAU and they refer all grassroots and youth basketball to it. So, they get the good and the bad. Definitely the good is these kids are given an opportunity to be seen, to get recruited at an early age and to make a name for themselves. And at the end of the day, the goal is to get a free scholarship and go to school for free and not have to pay for your education. So, there's, of course, some bad apples in there, and they take advantage of the system. But at the end of the day, when you take advantage of one kid, it spreads. And people are going to hear about it. They're going to find out. And, if you're looking to be in this game for a while and a long time, it's just going to hurt you in the long run. So, like it is with anything, you get the one or two guys that they make the whole name, youth sports, AAU, if you want to call it that, look bad. And there are guys out there, but the vast majority of these coaches, they're not getting paid. If they are getting paid, they're spending more money traveling, buying a kid food at the airport, at the hotel. They don't have money, so you take them downstairs, get some food. So, in the long run, the coaches are doing well for the kids. They're getting them opportunities, and you don't hear about that all the time. You just see on YouTube or you see it on the internet about a fight that takes place, and automatically it's a black cloud over youth sports.
Absolutely, because that's a fact, because most of them come from underprivileged situations where they don't have this, they don't have that. So, yeah, I'm glad you spoke on that. So how do you approach these children knowing that they have this special talent and a chance to make it to the next level and even further?
What we try to do is we just try to give them every opportunity to succeed. And that starts with being in the biggest tournament, making sure that they're being seen. We're marketing them to the best of our ability. At the same time, we tell them, we can't lie for you. At the end of the day, you have to play. So we put you on that stage, you have to perform. Everyone wants exposure. We always say exposure works two ways. You can get exposure or you can get exposed. So you have to be careful what you ask for. But at the same time, we just try to give the kids the best opportunity. We try to get them to the events, make sure that they have what they need so they can perform. And, at the end of the day, it's up to them. We can make calls, we can text coaches, we can send them film. The kids got to play. So we try to give them, any excuse, we try to eliminate it. Stay at nice hotels, fly up early, make sure they're resting, get them food, make sure they have whatever gear that they need. And at the end of the day, all we ask them to do is just play hard.
Yeah, and it's so. I'm not gonna lie.
Exposed or
Yeah, and being there, I would say, so I'll tell the story again. I think it was last month, my uncle had passed, and we were in Jackson, Mississippi. So I didn't know, shout out to Deshaun Tate from Tate's Talk Basketball. But shout out to Deshaun. He's always told me, yo, you need to cover this event in basketball, the JBL. And, Coach, I know you with Team Adidas, but, the JBL, Nike, that event is big down here at Peace Jam. But I would never, I'm like, our show is on Saturday, I can't go. So, but I was in Mississippi, and I just happened to, I was there for my uncle's funeral. Shout out to Unc. And my little cousin, he plays for MCE Jackson, in Jackson, Mississippi. Shout out to them. And I went, and I'm just going to see him. I didn't bring none of my equipment, my mic, or anything. I'm just going to see them.
Yeah.
And seeing all these players play, and it was so many courts, and then it was watching the talent. It was like, man, and then they don't have any exposure. So me being me,
telling you.
Look, me being me, I didn't have my mic, but I'm like, let me go ahead and steal. Because, Coach, if you don't know, this is what we do. We go ahead and try to give them, promote.
Especially in a situation like that.
Yeah,
so you like, hey, I got to get to, what's up?
Right. So I gave one of the kids an interview, and I didn't realize it until one of the kids to his parents. And I spoke to the parents, and he said, after we were done, he was like, and he did good. He was like, hey man, how you feel about having your first interview? I'm like, wait, what? And it had dawned on me that these are children.
They first,
and they don't. So that's where it's like, all right, we come in, I want to do this, but like you said, the exposure.
Right. That's what I wanted to speak on too. Like what he just said, giving them that exposure. You know what I'm saying? Talking to them, getting them prepared for the next level. Even if we just having a conversation with them, when they have a conversation on that next level, they're going to be ready. You got to think about some of these kids. Even what we just talking about, the Atlanta League finna start. They juniors. They finna lead. You know what I mean?
Right. So is there a difference in the way it's being handled, Coach, as far as from yesteryear to today?
I mean, definitely. And you try to get all aspects of recruiting and exposure covered beforehand. So you talk to them about who's going to be watching, and you never know. Even if it's a live or non-live, meaning college coaches can be in attendance, everything is streamed, everything is online. After these events, college coaches call and say, we were watching this game at this minute, we saw so-and-so score. I mean, it's amazing what they see. So we try to prepare the kids. And, sometimes it's difficult because AAU in the past, you would have your team. Most of them would be in the same area. You would practice multiple times a week. You had the team chemistry. Today's completely different. You may have a different team every weekend. And there are some programs that have a different team every weekend. So our team, for example, the majority are based out of South Florida. Actually, half of them, 4 out of 8. Now that I'm thinking of it, we have 3 in Sarasota, Florida. We're based out of Fort Lauderdale, so it's about 3 hours. And I got 1 kid in Ocala, which is about 4 hours. So we only practice on the weekends. We get them in. We try to get 2 on Saturday, 1 Sunday morning, get them out, or a longer practice on Saturday. But that's one of the biggest differences is between trainers, individual camps, showcases, high school stuff. You just don't have the same availability to the kids that you had in the past. And you have to be flexible. So I would say that's the biggest difference. Like, for example, we just played in Hoop Scene's Bob Gibbons event last weekend. We played really well. We won. And we have another event in Cartersville or Emerson, Georgia next weekend. But we gave our kids off this weekend. Just we were going at it for 4 or 5 weekends in a row. We have another trip coming up. So you hope that they're taking care of their body, they're getting their training, they're not doing too much, because that's another thing. A lot of these kids are overworking themselves. But the biggest difference today compared to the past, I would say, is just that whole social media. Everything is on camera, and the kids expect so much more. And it's hard to meet those expectations because it's not reality. You know, you play in an event, your team does well, kid expects 4 or 5 offers the next day.
Yeah,
and it's just, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, because nowadays AAU is just as big as playing high school ball.
And in many cases, some kids will say it's bigger than high school.
Right.
Now, of course, we should be on the lookout for your entire team, but what is the strength of your team as a whole? And is there a few that we should be really aware of as a fan?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest strength of our team, we got 8 players. So we played this past weekend. One of our wings, Ricky Ballard, 6'6" wing, was hurt in the first game, so we played with 7 for the remaining 5 games. We played 5 games in about a 24-hour window with seven players. I would say our pieces, they mesh really well together. It starts with having good kids. So we got good kids. They're not disrespectful. They listen to you, and they want everyone else to do well. So it starts with that. Once we got the right pieces together, they all know their role, and we try to tell them, keep it simple. You know, if I've never seen it before, this is not the time to see it now. Right. So do what you do best. And if you're a shooter, shoot the ball. You know, if you're a finisher, don't do anything crazy. Just finish. Keep it simple. So, you know, I think our entire team, when it's all said and done, will end up with a free education through basketball. You know, so we got 6'6" Ricky Ballard, Jeff Sprouse, 6'1", Caleb Etheridge, 6'5", Terrence Porter, 6-foot guard. We got 2 bigs, Prince and Brazil, 6'8" and 6'10". But I think, you know, the team starts, they always say it's a guard's game. And I know I heard you guys before talking about Carl Sherifont.
Sherifont, that's the last name.
Yeah.
Boy.
So Carl's a 6'5" combo. He could play anywhere. He likes to say he can guard 1 through 5. He's very versatile, and he kind of makes us go on both ends of the floor. He's a sophomore, so he's a 2023 playing up with the 2022s. So he's only a sophomore playing against the juniors and really making a name for himself. I think what separates him is his approach, and you know, he tries to eat well, get his sleep. He's constantly in the gym training, and he's being recruited right now by some high major Power 5 schools. So he's definitely a kid to keep an eye out for. And then the other one I would say is Brandon Lorient, 6'8". He's a power forward, transitioning to the small forward position. One of the most athletic guys that I've seen. 6'8", super bouncy, has a quick second jump, and he challenges everything at the rim. So I know coming off of last weekend, Hoop Scene had said he was the best interior defender they had seen all weekend. Mm-hmm. And one game he had 7 blocks, 8 blocks another game. He's long and deceptively really quick. I don't think people expect him to be able to move his feet as well as he does. So, and the other thing is, he's not afraid. He'll go up and challenge anyone at the rim, you know, good or bad. And a lot of times with the cameras, you see kids, we always call it fake it for the film. They're not playing to their ability because of who's watching. They're afraid of what might happen. So kids are afraid to get up, play defense, challenge people at the rim, just in case they get dunked on, it goes viral. He wins most of those battles. So he goes up and challenges everyone at 6'8". And as he transitions to the wing, his recruiting is going to skyrocket. So, you know, those are 2 kids I would definitely say from our team. But, you know, we got some other guys that space the floor and make them even better. So Jeff Sprouse, Caleb Etheridge, Ricky Ballard, Terrence Ford, Prince Mosinga, Lucina, all those guys. You know, it's really a team effort that they help those guys play better.
Well, shout out to Team Florida. Definitely, I got to find. I'll talk to you after the show, Coach. See how far y'all are from Cartersville. I don't know if that's too far to go, but I don't think it is. But either or, Coach, I'm gonna holler at you. But I definitely appreciate you for coming on, man. Thank you for your effort and what you're doing for the players and for the team as well. So have a great day. Be safe and healthy. And thanks again.
And we'll hear from you soon.
always, I appreciate it. Anytime, just give me a call, and condolences to you and your family about your uncle. Sorry to hear about that. But, yeah, anytime, give me a call. Love to jump on here. Not just youth sports, but just sports in general.
Okay.
It's what I do, so give me a call.
On Battleground.
Appreciate you.
We're going to have to get him on Battleground.
All right, definitely.
All right. Thanks, sir.
Okay.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and it's time for the Stop It segment. Stop it.
What's up? This is Gilbert Arenas rocking with the 3-Point Conversion Radio. Y'all tune in. Holla at your boy.
You're tuned into WWE Hakeville, AM 1100.
The opinions expressed during the sponsored programs on this station are strictly those of the program hosts, guests, and callers and are not necessarily those of Beasley Broadcast Group, this station, its staff, other advertisers, or agencies.
Big ups to our Sports Lounge crew for keeping the airwaves blazing each and every Saturday. But I want to send another special shout out to our team of writers at the 3-Point Conversion. You can visit us at the3pointconversion.com. You can also like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. How about the Gram? How about iHeart? How about Spreaker Radio? How about wherever you need it, baby? We got you covered. No mercy. Don't let up on him. Go hard on him, Mr. Controversy. Hit him with the stop it button.
All right, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. I want to thank everyone who is listening and watching us live. We definitely appreciate you. And then we thank you for your support, period. And then we ask you to not only support the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge, but the 3pointconversion.com and the 3-Point Conversion Media Sports Company itself. So, and I want to shout out to my sis, Gina. What up, Gina? Thanks, sis, for listening.
Hey, Gina.
And, you know Gina. That's
yeah.
So, all right. So, now it's time for the most infamous, the most famous Stop It segment. Let's get it.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Yes, S-T-O-P, new word, I-T. Stop it.
Stop it. Get some help.
All right, D, it's on you.
Yes. Come on down to the congregation, Mr. LeBron James. So apparently LeBron went to an event and hung out and kicked it and got to it. Man, y'all just barely got in. It's not time for you to be maybe having to be out for 7 to 10 days to be.
No, forget that. Isn't your eye messed up? You can't see.
Yeah.
You're saying triplets anyway, or triple vision anyway.
Tequila don't help.
Hey, you know what? Actually, I want to give him another stop it because you know how everybody all this week been saying it was luck, the shot he hit? He started the narrative. People don't understand it. He started the narrative said, I just aimed at the middle one.
Right.
Stop it.
Yeah, he should have got one for that. My stop it goes to Kevin Durant. I'm going to just make this quick. Kevin Durant was giving his rant talking about how he felt when he left OKC and all of, he was good and all of that. Then he said the reason why he chose Golden State because he felt like Golden State was the underdog.
Stop it. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
Stop it.
No, he didn't.
Stop it. Stop it.
Man. No, he didn't.
Listen,
hit it too much.
Stop it. Stop it.
This is what he said.
No, stop it.
First of all, how can you be the underdog?
Bro, you won 73 games.
And you won 73.
Like, and you only really lost because Draymond Green got that suspended. No, bro. No, bro.
Stop it.
He should have said, I chose Golden State for me to get that money over there on the other side in Silicon Valley.
Right.
I would have respected that more. You know what I'm saying? Because they was the underdog doing what? They would have won 5.
Stop it.
Go ahead.
All right, I got 2. One is to the NBA regarding LeBron James. Hey, these just happened.
Okay. He said this is how. Go ahead.
I figured one of y'all would go with LeBron James, but I had another angle.
Okay.
Okay. I only had one, but I had another angle for this one. So, he violated the protocols, but it won't affect him playing in the playoffs because the event didn't rise to a threat level of the virus spreading.
Yeah, that's on the NBA.
So look, this is what Nate McMillan was talking about.
Yes, LeBron supposed to be out 7 to 10 days. LeBron supposed to be out for 7 to 10 days.
Everyone else needs to get together and pay Nate McMillan's fine because he was saying some real stuff about bias. It's real.
Stop it.
Yeah.
And my other one goes to, there was a, people make bets on things, and if something is, like, we've known Trevor Lawrence is going to be the number 1 pick in the draft for like 2 years at least. And he would, or maybe when he went to Clemson, he was going to be the number 1 pick. So someone bet $29,000 that Trevor Lawrence, that he would be the number 1 pick.
They won $10.
They won $59.80.
They bet how much?
They bet $29,000
that he would be.
Yeah,
that he would be the number 1 pick, and they won less than $60.
Yeah,
like someone said on Twitter, he can't even buy Madden with what he won.
He can't
even buy the new Madden.
He can't hit him with 3.
Stop it.
Man.
All right, man.
$29,000.
That wraps up our quick hit. I'll stop it. We're going to take a quick
You should have bet
break.
on the Knicks not making the playoffs. 200 odds.
You should have.
100 to get you 2,000.
If it's a sure thing, you ain't gonna win no money. I wish people would know that.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be right back. Battlegrounds next.
Let me break down to y'all what's so dope about the 3-point conversion. First of all, everybody is a fan of the game first. Second of all, everybody is a student of the game second. And third of all, we're the average sports fan just like everybody else. We're not coming in here, walking with our nose tipped high, acting snooty, acting brand new. This is a grassroots organization. Bar none. The 3-point conversion, where fans' opinions matter. Be sure to visit the website www.the3pointconversion.com. Get your fix, get your articles, multimedia, and everything else that you, as a sports fan, need. So again, the3pointconversion.com. It's where it's at, man, where fans' opinions matter.
Yo, what's up, baby? This your boy Deontay the Bronze of Bummer Wilder, and you're listening to my guys at 3-point conversion, baby. Yeah.
All right, we are back inside the 3-point conversion sports lounge. And this is Battleground. Y'all hear it? Battlegrounds. Y'all hear the music? Know what it is? We're in the conference finals. Last week, conference finals, we had Tyrus Ray going up against the former champion, Ray Lynn. Great battle. great battle. It was tough. It was hard. And the winner is Tyrus Ray. Tyrus Ray pulled it out. So congrats, Tyrus. You are moving on to the finals. And today we have the other side. We have Mr. Tim Johnson, his first go around. What's going on, Tim?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? Look, I ain't gonna even lie to y'all. It's hard for me to do Battlegrounds today. The intellectual got me hot. Like, oh my God. It's hard for me to do it today, man, but I got y'all.
And then we have Mr. Danny Thompson, the reigning champion of Battlegrounds. What's going on, Danny? I guess, I don't know.
It's all good if Danny don't want to smoke.
That's what it sounds like.
Danny might not want to smoke. We're going to give Danny a minute or so to get that fix. And we'll see. I think
Tim going to get that automatic bid.
But again, for everybody else who's listening, next we will probably do this. I don't know if it's going to be the fall or not. I don't know, but it's going to come up. So we're going to do it again. We'll let you all know. All right, Danny?
Y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, all right. You just finna, Tim was finna get an automatic bid.
No, we're not doing that. We're going to do that right here.
How you doing, sir?
Let's rock and roll. You know, Dennis got me hot, but let's go.
Oh, dang. Dennis got everybody hot
today.
All right, so you all know the rules. First time listening. First of all, people, if you're listening, let people know. Share this, so people can listen to the Battlegrounds and they can vote. All right, so we're going to have 3 rounds. We're going to vote. We're going to ask a question per round. Each contestant gets to answer the question. The first contestant goes on they get up to 30 seconds to come up with the answer. And then after 30 seconds on my cue, or when they're ready on my cue, they have a minute and 30 seconds to give their answer and their explanation. Then after they get done, the next contestant comes on my cue. They don't get 30 seconds because they had a minute and 30 seconds or whatever, however long it took. And then it flip-flops. So don't just vote on the answer. Again, if I ask what wide receiver taps out all the time, if Tim says Julio Jones, just don't vote on Julio. Vote, listen to the explanation, because Danny might have a better one or whatever. Listen to the explanation as well. All right. So, I want you all to pick a number between 1 and 89. Tim?
We're going with 17. Let's go.
Danny?
We're going Michael Jordan, so 23.
Danny, you got it. The answer was 32. 24 plus 8. So, all right, Danny, so what do you want to go first, or you want Tim to go first?
Tim takes the ball. Let him have the ball.
All right. So I'm going to ask question twice, all right? So first question. Name a rule change made after 1990 that affected the sport the most positive way. Not name a challenge or instant replay rule. I'm going to ask that question again. Name a rule change that was made after 1990 that affected the sport, whatever sport you want to choose, the sport the most positive way. Not name a challenge or instant replay rule. Tim, you have up to 30 seconds. And please, I know Tim doesn't do it, Danny doesn't do it, but we don't let everybody know when we don't look up stuff. We don't Google and all of that crap. All right, that's how we play.
Off the brain, off the dome.
Yep.
I'm ready to rock and roll. Let's get it.
All right, Tim, let's go now.
Look, since 1990, a rule change that's really impacted the game that I think in a positive way, we're going to go with replay. We got replay in baseball. We got replay in basketball. We got replay in football. it actually makes sure that we get the calls made right. Do the referees actually make a mistake sometimes? Absolutely. But we also get an opportunity to correct the game and get it right. If we would have had that during Tuck rule, Tom Brady probably wouldn't be where he at right now. So I'm telling y'all right now, it's the replay. It's going down since 1990. Make sure that we get that replay in there. Baseball, strike, NFL, whatever you want to call it. And then come on with basketball, man. You already know what time it is, man. Some of these fouls don't be fouls. Some of these calls don't be the right way. And it can change the game. That was the positive one for me. Let's go, Danny.
All right, Danny, it's on you. Let's go now.
To me, the rule change that's been in the positive way actually was the playing game in the NBA this year as a rule change itself. Adding in the 2 additional teams made basketball exciting for the last 6 weeks. So many times that we watched the NBA and teams that basically packed it in right after the All-Star game saying, you know what, we don't get no chance in the playoffs, let's trade everybody away and let's just worry about next season. But what happened this year with the playing game rule? Well, we saw the Chicago Bulls go trade for Nikola Vucevic in attempts to go make the playoffs. We saw teams that we normally don't make trades for the deadline or go out and go get players finally go do something at the deadline. Yes, we had 2 extra games. Yes, it made the Lakers and the Warriors have to earn their playoff spots, which the Warriors didn't, of course, but it gave us more exciting basketball, and it gave much more fan bases something to cheer about. Look at the Hornets fans. They had a chance to cheer for something that wasn't the lottery for the first time in about 5 or 6 years. Grizzlies fans had a chance to actually make the playoffs and earn their way in after last year. So as far as rule changes goes, to me, the best rule change has been something that's been recent. Let's talk about the playing game and how it's made basketball much more fun for not just 16 teams, but for 20 to 25 teams.
All right. So, G, this is the second time in Battleground Session. Can I get a stop it for Tim?
Stop it.
Tim, I definitely said not name a challenge or instant replay. Y'all got to listen to the question when I'm describing the question, y'all. But all right, Danny, it's on you next. Tim, you follow. Okay. Here's a question. I'm going to say it twice. Name the best non-TD game-changing play.
What?
Non-TD, non-touchdown.
No, you got to say touchdown.
Say touchdown.
Oh, you got to say something else?
The best play that didn't involve Terrell Davis.
No, he thought. All right, I'm going to say it again. Sorry, y'all. Name the best non-touchdown game-changing play in the NFL playoffs since 1990. Super Bowl not included. You can't name a play in the Super Bowl, and it can't be the last play or it can't end the game. It couldn't have ended the game. So it's got to be a game-changing momentum play. I'm going to ask it again. Name the best non-touchdown game-changing play in the playoffs since 1990. Can't be, Super Bowl is not included. Can't be in the Super Bowl, and it can't be the last play or ended the game. Danny, you have up to 30 seconds to come up with your answer.
TD.
All right, Danny, you have 10 seconds.
You said non-touchdown, right?
Right. All right, Danny, let's go now.
Ooh, this is one of the hardest questions I think you've ever asked in the show. So it's, when you look at plays that make differences in a playoff game, wow. I would have to go, I want to say it was the 2012 NFC Championship game with the Atlanta Falcons. I want to say it was a 3rd and 9 in the third quarter with Matt Ryan. I think he hit Julio Jones down the sideline. I want to say it was a 17-yard pass, if I can remember correctly. That pass allowed the Falcons to get a first down when the Falcons were struggling in the third quarter to try to get points on the board. That play essentially led the Falcons to the Super Bowl that year. It wasn't a touchdown. It wasn't one of Matt Ryan's specials that year that got him the MVP, but it was something that had to be done. Guys made key blocks. It was good blocking from the backfield from Devontae Freeman. And so for me, as a Falcons fan, you have to go back with Matt Ryan and Julio Jones on 3rd down to get the team to the Super Bowl.
All right, Tim, it's on you. Let's go now.
Hey, look, I got to come back from that stop it because I definitely didn't hear it. It was an audio issue. I could barely hear Danny. But let's go ahead. Thank you, Danny. Let's tie this thing up. David Tyree, catch. Eli Manning got on the helmet. Stop playing. Rodney Harrison tackled him. He still caught the ball. His last catch in the NFL. He made it. It wasn't a touchdown. And they end up going to do the thing on thing. And they beat New England in the championship. Let's go, dude. Let's go. We ain't got to keep on talking. End this out. I tied it up. Let's go.
Stop it. Stop it.
Tim, you get another stop it. That was the Super Bowl, bro. I said no Super Bowl. You on the road, dog. But it's cool. Hey, you better come with this one. Round 3. Tim, you up first. Danny, you up second. Come up with the best defensive trio, which includes a player from the D-line, a player from the linebacker, and a player from the secondary. Right? So come up with the best defensive trio, NFL trio, from the Pittsburgh Steelers team since 1990, not named Troy Polamalu. And they couldn't have played on the same team. So I'm asking the question again.
Oh my God.
Come up with the best defensive trio, which includes one from the D-line, linebackers, and secondary, right? From the Pittsburgh Steelers since 1990, not named Troy Polamalu. And they couldn't have played on the same team.
Now I'm going to need these whole 30.
Tim, you got 30 seconds to come up with your answer.
Oh my God. I done already killed myself with all the questions. This one right here is super tough. Jesus Christ. Pittsburgh Steelers, that's the only team we got. All right. Man.
You got about 10 seconds, so hey, use them all.
All right, cool. Come on, let's go ahead and roll.
All right, let's go now.
For the DB, I'm gonna go with Rod Woodson. Rod Woodson was that deal over there in Pittsburgh. We're gonna go ahead and rock with that out. We're gonna go next with Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, man, you got me on this one, bro. I think Kevin Green played over there, but I'm not sure. Like, hey, I'm out on this one. I can't even lie. You got me.
You done?
Yeah, I'm a roll on this one. I already lost to you.
All right, Danny, it's on you. Let's go now.
All right, so at the linebacker position, I'm gonna take T.J. Watt from the current day Pittsburgh Steelers, a guy that should have been a defensive player of the year this year in the NFL, outside linebacking monster at one end. In the secondary, I'm gonna have to go. I think I'm gonna go with Tim. I'm gonna take Rod Woodson, Hall of Fame secondary guy that can do pretty much anything and everything in the secondary on that. And pass rushing, oof. You said D-line? Mm-hmm. That's the hard part. Oof. As far as D-linemen go, I want to say he did not play with them. But I'm going to throw this out there.
He killed y'all on this question.
He did. Everybody's an outside linebacker. I'm going to have to go with Cameron Hayward. I think he played with T.J. Watt. So I'm going to say Cameron Hayward of the Steelers as my defensive lineman. I just drew a blank on that one.
All right. I need your votes. Did
he had already picked T.J. Watt.
Yeah, Hayward played with.
And Rod Woodson. So
that was a hard question, but all right. I need your votes. Ladies and gentlemen, I need your votes. All right, we're gonna take first Tim. Bruh.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I was so hot, man, with the intellectual not answering that question earlier today. I just wanted to holler at that dude like, dude, answer the question. What's a bus? I'm all the way thrown off, man.
Oh, man.
It's a wrap.
It's all right. We got next time, though, man.
Yes, sir.
All right,
good.
Danny,
I appreciate y'all guys. Danny, good one, Danny.
Danny, what's up, man?
Man, it was that last question got me because all the guys I thought rushed the passer all played linebacker.
Right. You gotta know. Yeah, because they're 3-4. Yep.
Yep, it's like so many guys play linebacker, but it's a tough competition because these questions you must have just thought must have waiting to throw these questions out there.
Yeah, it's getting late. It's getting late in the game, right. Man. You gotta have them. Yep. You know what I'm saying?
But, all right, man. We definitely appreciate y'all, man. I need your votes, ladies and gentlemen. I need your votes. We're gonna take a quick break, and we will be right back to talk NBA playoffs.
Join me for a minute. I want you to hear something.
Sports Talk it is.
Welcome! You're listening to the Sports Talk Show, and I'm the Sports Talk Wayne Candy.
The 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. And I'm your host, Mr. Controversy.
Hello, and welcome to DNA Sports. This is Don the D and DNA.
What's going on? This is Ace of the A and DNA.
Where we bring the facts about sports.
It's Sports Roundtable. I am your humble host, H.O.
Download the Real 1100 app from your Google Play or Apple App Store today.
What's up, man? It's Metal World P. Shout out to the 3-Point Conversion Radio.
All right, we are back inside the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. We are back. It is playoffs.
Hey.
NBA playoffs. First of all,
feel like it started already.
That was a great game last night. I don't know if you watched it. First of all, I thought, okay, Taylor, I ain't gonna do it like that. Taylor Jenkins still throws me off every time I hear his name. I couldn't have told me that was him, but either or.
And then you see him, you be like, your last name ain't no Jenkins,
right? But yeah. But shout out to him. At first, I will say this: he called a great game. But it was like, dude, use your challenges. Like, why are you? First of all, you didn't use your challenge. I'm mad, screaming at the TV. I'm like, maybe he's not using them just on account. He's like, I'm gonna save my save my timeouts. Then he didn't use a timeout at all. He used none of them timeouts in doing the regular whatchamacallit. Like, it was like, come on, bruh. What are you doing? But they won. So shout out to Memphis, Ja Morant. I think we knew he was gonna be nice. And last year he was good, but I think we see a star in the making now. I mean, we were waiting for this moment, and I think it came last night. The whole team. Even
like you said, they grew
the power
up.
Forward, the dude center that came in.
Tillman, the strong.
But
boy.
That whole team grew up. So shout out to them.
2 threes.
Yeah, he was balling. He did everything.
Strong did everything he needed to do.
So this playoffs coming up now. Let's start with this, man. What is the series that you're most looking forward to?
Miami and Milwaukee. You heard what Giannis said earlier this week.
No,
I don't know how different this is from last year. Who know? Let me find the exact words he said. But some kind of to the extent of, I don't know how different this year is from last year. I don't know what we gonna do. Kind of like, dude, like what like so. I need my leader to. You know what I'm saying? You've been one of the best players in the league for the last 3 years. You won back-to-back MVPs. You one of 3 players to win the Defensive Player of the Year and also the MVP. But you're going to say you don't know what's going to happen, how different it is from last year? Bruh.
But what was he alluding to the fans or what?
No, the game, man. Let me try to find this, man, the exact quote.
Because I don't understand why he would say that. I don't understand it. Like, what's the point of him saying that? But, so you got Miami.
I don't know if this year is going to be different. I'm not going to lie.
Wow. I hope he's not talking about winning. Wow. Okay.
All right.
G, what game are you looking towards the most?
Because it's a beef that was under the radar. Okay. Because it was a beef under the radar, Sixers Wizards. the beef between Embiid and Westbrook. I want to hear all the words.
They might get kicked out, Joe. Like I watched it last night. Them boys been into it for a long time.
But the thing is, Embiid, it's gonna be interesting because Embiid doesn't bother him.
It ain't really Embiid. It's more because how hard West go. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm saying right,
like Brody be on it. You know what I'm saying?
Embiid doesn't get affected by that. Like he's putting adding gasoline to the flame and
and talking and
Russ
woo.
gets upset, but at the same time that's gonna energize Russ. So that's why you say this.
Like even one of the I saw one of the replays where he fouled Russ, and Russ got up and got mad. But it was a legitimate foul. Like, I thought you were gonna jump. You didn't, and I bowled over you. And Russ got up ready to, and yeah, that's gonna be that's yeah.
It's a tie. It's between the Denver Portland series.
That's gonna be.
That's going 7.
I think so.
And yeah, that series and the Knicks Atlanta series. I think that's gonna be the toughest one. So it's a tie between those two. I'm just looking forward to seeing both of them play. Mm-hmm. The Knicks Atlanta. What you said? What you think?
No, Nate said what he said, and I kind of agree with him.
Right.
It's good for the NBA when the Knicks are playing good.
But that's why, and that's another reason.
You know
right.
what I'm saying? Like some people saying, why do you need this extra ammo, man? Because it's facts. Like his team gonna have to play harder than they would have had. Not harder than they would have had to play against another team because you're in the playoffs. You got to play hard everything. But it's like, dude, it's almost like they playing against the Knicks and the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because not just the NBA. How much fun is the league when the Knicks winning?
I guess it's more fun. I guess. I mean, I think it's more of just a media market thing. I think it's just some talk. I don't know who said it first. But I think people are just saying that now, that it's better when the Knicks are the league is better when the Knicks are good.
I think it's more big market team.
Yeah, I agree because the Knicks is a team.
Yeah, big market team.
It's like if Lakers went in it, it's not good when the Lakers are
Zion
not in it.
What Zion just said when he went to the MSG and played. Man, I love it here.
It's the Madison Square Garden. It's all of that. Like,
it's
that's
playoff. That's supposed to be the Mecca.
You think playoff basketball. You think games in Madison
It's
Square.
more of a market thing than the teams themselves.
Yeah, right, but that's what
it's not. But I mean, there may be some truth to it because the Nets are good, and it doesn't matter if that they're in the playoff. If the Knicks, it's more like it's still a. But New York is still a Knicks city,
right? The Nets. You almost still consider they in New Jersey,
but it's not. It's not even. Not even a city. It's Madison Square Garden.
Yeah,
the playoffs in Madison Square Garden is just. Yeah. So I don't think it's necessarily the city. It's Madison Square Garden.
It's the market and the arena, not necessarily the team.
Yeah, because it's different players on different. Each year. That's why you say that. All right, so
let me say this quote by Giannis. I don't know if this year is going to be different. I'm not going to lie to you. It might be the same. Who knows? The results are going to talk for themselves in the end, but at the end of the day, I don't get too high. I don't get too low. I feel like last year, probably because of the bubble, I wasn't able to get away from basketball, like losing the game and just going to the hotel and seeing the players that just beat you, got you too low.
That's honest. Okay. I don't know. So which team do you think has the best chance to upset a higher seed?
Oh, really? Is this really?
Besides, I mean, we know y'all can say the Lakers. Ain't nobody talking. I would think y'all wouldn't choose the Lakers. I mean, but do you feel
I think it's Miami. I think it's Miami. I really think Miami got the possibility. The way they've been playing, and now that everybody's getting healthy.
Yeah, I mean they made the trade for Oladipo, and he only played 4 or 5 games, so. It's possible. I mean, there's going to be including the grind of traveling. Yeah. It's not just the mental aspect anymore. So traveling's going to affect everyone. But I think that for Miami, we'll see if it didn't really matter what seeding it was. We're going to beat whatever team is in front of us. But then there are issues with the other, like Philadelphia. I got to see it to believe it with them.
Right.
And with the Nets,
and that's what
they completely healthy and can they solve?
Nets are playing
especially
Boston?
They're playing Boston.
I can't see that.
I mean, they should beat Boston,
right?
But getting to going further than that, we'll see.
I see Portland. I see Portland beating Denver, and
I can see that.
And I really believe
I
that
can see Dame waving somebody off again.
Yeah, and I really believe that that Memphis got a chance. The reason why I believe
against Utah,
the only reason why I believe they got a chance,
because of last night.
No, because the styles they contrast, and if some way Memphis can impose their style on Utah, they got Valanciunas that could equal out Rudy.
Yeah.
So
but he almost can't even block his shot because the way Valanciunas play.
Right. But I'm saying with rebounding and all of that.
Yeah.
So,
but with Utah's style of play, Utah is going to put up a lot of threes. They put up the most threes this year, and they make a lot of them too.
But
where is Memphis as far as that goes? Because that's how Utah has been beating a lot of people, not necessarily with just defense.
My point. But we saw how they defended not just Curry but the 3-ball last night. So with saying that, I'm just saying they have a chance.
There was more than one guy that's trusted on Utah to shoot 3-pointers.
But everybody for Golden State was shooting 3-pointers last night.
Hold on,
but they defended.
But it wasn't one guy that we need to put 3 guys on him.
Hold on,
Utah doesn't have that person.
The big
which
key,
will make it easier.
Hold on, the bigger key with that is what Donovan Mitchell are we gonna see?
Yeah, whatever he can.
He's been out for what, 20 games?
But I think they held him back to. I really believe.
But
they held him back to be.
You can't
you
can't just come in and it take you. They just said somebody just said they hope the LeBron series one of his teammates said they hope the Phoenix series goes a little bit more so he can get his legs under him and get going.
Right.
So imagine
that's a lot.
That's huge.
And
that's their killer.
Yeah, and that's why I feel like Memphis has a chance with that. And then to G's point, they shoot threes, but the defenders that Memphis has, we seen it last night. It wasn't just on Curry. I'm just saying they defended 3 well. They're a great defensive team. So with them playing individually, like that and defending this team, if they can defend like they did against Golden State, it's going to be hard to do it all 7 games. But if they can do a couple of games, because you hope and you assume if you're Memphis, 2 out of just 2 out of the game, 2 games out of the series, Utah not hitting all their threes or most of their threes.
Yeah, they're not gonna do that for like.
I ain't gonna say that no more. I ain't gonna say that because I said that about Golden State when they first came up. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying you hope that they don't hit all of their shots. But Memphis has defenders, or they have defenders that can play man on man and play it well, and that's why I think they might have a chance. That's all I'm saying. They might have a chance, but who has the most pressure? Do you think it's Utah? Do you think it's?
I think it's
Milwaukee. I think Milwaukee might have the pressure.
Milwaukee has the most, and I think second would be. I think second might be the Clippers are playing the Mavericks, right?
Yeah, I think the Clippers. It's on the Clippers too.
Like the Mavericks, the Mavericks took him to 6 last year, and it was a lot closer than we thought it would be.
Not just because of that, because they was up 3-1 against Denver last year, and they lost. You got to bring it.
Well, yeah, they have to.
It is a different team.
We'll have to see how they come out as far as their mentality and all of that.
The pressure ain't on the Clippers. No,
but the pressure, the real pressure, even though there are 7. Well, yeah, it's on him.
It's big fact.
It's on PG.
Big fact.
The actual pressure, even though they're a 7 seed, it's on the Lakers.
It sure
is.
It sure is.
That's a good point.
Sure is.
That's a good point because you have to. They didn't play well.
Not just that. People underestimate. I'm not saying the Suns gonna win, but people saying 4 games, 5 games. Man, the Suns been hooping all year.
I mean, true, they have.
And LeBron and the reports are LeBron playing on one leg.
Well, here's the thing.
Well, he's coming off a high ankle sprain.
But
I mean he's not fully healthy. But see this is what happens. This is what LeBron does and what people do for him.
The narrative.
Set that narrative. Set those excuses.
That's what I hate. That's what I hate about that.
But the thing to me with the Lakers, I think their bigger problem is they got lucky and they came in just because I don't think Golden State has enough. But with Phoenix, the fact that the Lakers haven't had a lot of chance to play with those three, with Drummond, AD, and LeBron,
and the Suns are engine.
That's not going to happen with the Suns.
Yeah,
where they up 13 or 14 and just off. So no, they got players.
They know what
defense,
to do. They know what's going on.
Right.
The Lakers, like you said, they haven't played together. Shoot, LeBron and AD only got 20 games together this season?
Right. Right. So I just I don't think that I don't know. I just think they have pressure, man. And, real quick, we're gonna do it now. Who you think got winning it all?
Nets.
Clippers.
Ooh.
I don't think nobody can stop the Nets offensively.
I got Philly.
The Nets can't stop anyone defensively.
Right.
Can you outscore them though?
But,
That's what you have to do.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna take a quick break, and we will be right back.
Have a sports injury? Need to see an orthopedic doctor? Ortho Atlanta is one of Metro Atlanta's largest orthopedic and sports medicine practices, providing orthopedic and sports medicine care for the whole family. With 37 physicians and 14 offices, the practice provides the highest level of care for injury of muscles, joints, bones, and spine. Ortho Atlanta offers convenient access to a full range of musculoskeletal surgeons and specialists. Ortho Atlanta also offers on-site physical therapy, pain management care, MRI imaging, and workers' compensation care. The Ortho Atlanta surgery centers in Austell and Fayetteville provide cost-effective, same-day surgical procedures in an accredited outpatient center. Hip, knee, shoulder, back pain? Ortho Atlanta has you covered with specialists in all areas. Same-day appointments, orthopedic care for the whole family. Ortho Atlanta, Atlanta's choice for orthopedic and sports medicine care. Learn more at www.orthoatlanta.com.
Hey, this is Gary Payton. Y'all listen to 3 Point Conversion Radio. It's the bomb.
All right, we are back inside the 3 Point Conversion. We're going to do this quickly, very quickly, and then we'll go through it again. I'm almost like, should we just wait to do this? But no, we're going to do this quickly. All right, Coach of the Year.
Tom Thibodeau.
Monty Williams.
Monty.
Oh, we talking about quickly, and now like who's the one pausing right now?
Monty.
Jeez.
I say Monty.
Either one of them I won't be mad at.
I'm gonna say Monty. Yeah, Monty. Because you didn't expect Monty to get there.
Did you expect the Knicks to do anything?
Knicks, right?
Did you expect them to do anything?
But you didn't expect.
Monty got Chris Paul and Devin Booker.
Phoenix got the second best record in the league. You didn't expect
Chris Paul and Devin Booker.
You didn't expect Phoenix to be top, even top 7. I
if
think
you bet $100 on the Knicks to make the playoffs, you was gonna get $2,000.
Hey, I still give it to.
What was it for the Phoenix Suns?
They were better. It was better because they had Chris Paul and
but you didn't expect
them
to be number 2 in the West. They number 2 in the West, dog. Flirting with the number 1. I'm just saying that's
okay. I feel you.
6th man of the year.
Jordan Clarkson. What?
Yeah, go ahead. Jordan Clarkson.
Clarkson.
Okay. Most improved.
Well, who do you got?
Clarkson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, most improved.
Randall.
We
do Randall. Okay. So We should have said the finalists, but I'm sorry.
Right.
Let me pull this up because y'all going fast. That's why I was like,
you just wanted to do it quickly.
But I'm saying I should have so they could know. I'm saying, but
Right.
I mean, dang,
Go
when I
on
say
the
quickly-
3-point conversion Facebook page or Instagram. You'll see all the finalists. The post for each finalist.
Not just that. If you're paying attention to sports, you know what it is.
Some people might not be, right?
That's a
Some
fact.
people come to 3-point conversion only,
Inspectors.
and we appreciate y'all.
No, that's fact, and we got you. Don't worry about it.
So real quick, the 6th man was Jordan Clarkson. Like, I don't understand how Ingles stop it. You know, they ain't had nobody to pick for the 6th man.
I think he's more of a if there is such a y'all may not like this phrase, a poor man's Draymond offensively.
He started 30 games and sat on the bench for 37. He barely was supposed to be in there.
But the rule is if you come off the bench for more than half.
Yeah, but
No, what it was is they were going to put Harold and they was going to put Lemon Pepper Lou on there, and they realized, wait a minute, because they automatically going to be on it.
They had them written in pen, and they had to cross them out.
He went to Magic City. He went to Magic City in the middle of.
No, not because of that, because he ain't had a good.
So as much as I love D Rose, you know how I'm about D Rose. He missed too many games because of COVID. COVID had him.
Right. Okay, and with the most improved, you had Jeremy Grant, Michael Porter Jr.
If Jeremy Grant's points weren't so empty, because he's the Pistons' best player. If they weren't so empty, he would win this
easily. And his
if they were just a little bit better,
and how much he controlled the ball and his usage and his turnovers are so low, he would have won it. But they dude, no,
right?
No, I
okay.
can't.
So, rookie of the year, you have
LaMelo, and Halliburton,
And as much as I want to give it to LaMelo, when he got hurt,
I'm giving it to LaMelo. Like, just because you miss games, I don't think it should discount that much.
I got to give it to LaMelo just because what he did for the team. He was.
I mean, I agree so heavily
with
them. How many weeks? A month.
He missed a month. I get it to him. Yeah, he get that. Yeah, I'm gonna give it to LaMelo.
And led the rookies
but
in
he
scoring.
It took him.
It took what?
It took him a month. It was like a month
yeah.
before he got into the starting lineup.
Yeah, so I'm gonna give it to LaMelo. Defensive player of the year. This is hard because
Bam Adebayo is snubbed.
That is bogus.
How? Y'all think
Bam Adebayo? You don't think he's a snub as a finalist?
He stick everybody.
But for these three, I don't think he made it out of these three.
I wouldn't have put him up over. I would have put Bam over Draymond at least.
No.
So
Draymond would be fourth.
So hold on. I think that's what I hate now. How they only give you three of let me choose who I want.
So here's the okay, if you put Bam over, and he can be on here every year, but he got to get treated like Jordan and LeBron and all them. Rudy Gobert.
I agree with that. I agree with that. I put Bam over Rudy.
I would put Bam in there, or I would even put Capella in there. He had a better defensive.
Yeah.
Then Rudy.
So I'm tired of Rudy.
But I'm saying I agree that I'm saying that I'm changing my mind. I'm saying that because Rudy should be up there because he.
Capella could be included too.
But you could take Rudy
who led the league in?
there.
Oh well, actually, Miles Turner may have a case also.
If he hadn't got hurt.
But Miles block shots. I think with Rudy and Capella and Bam, they do more. It's more than just
to make
blocking.
the defense better.
Yeah, it's more than just blocking shots.
I can agree, but Rudy ain't stepping out on no one.
So,
Ben Simmons might win the whole thing though.
I got Ben.
Ben Simmons will probably win.
Ben probably gonna win, but I think Dre should win.
I got Ben. Ben should win it this year, but Dre, that dude, Jesus,
he needs one. Can he get? Do we even have one?
Draymond,
yeah,
he has one.
He has one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he got one. All right, and for the MVP,
Jokic,
Steph.
Even though LeBron trying to set that narrative to help Steph.
You see that? You saw that? He always would have controlled it there.
I'm going Embiid.
And John Morant said, "Give it to Steph too." But I'm going
Embiid.
Jokic.
If we talking about missing,
it won't surprise me if Steph went.
If we talking about missing games and we're saying that we can,
he
throw
had
that
a
in,
one last night. He probably
I'm going Embiid. I'm going Embiid. They got the best record.
They
in the league.
they gonna hit him for missing games.
I'm saying it shouldn't count that much,
right?
But
it
will.
is.
It will.
It is.
But I'm saying mine is Embiid.
Yeah.
I think
I don't.
Joker's going to get it.
I don't know because even after Murray went down, we thought we was like they was gonna drop. They didn't.
Yeah, but they added
Nothing with Joker fell off.
But you remember the trades they added helped that too.
Who? Austin Rivers?
No, slam dunk contest. Gordon. That was a big.
I mean, that was helpful.
Yeah, but still,
But you lost your point guard.
No, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying that helped though with adding Gordon and adding all these people.
Lost your point guard, dog. You lost your point guard.
Okay.
Who run the team?
So what does that mean? So what are you saying? I know that. I'm just
saying
they
didn't lose out. They didn't get worse. They continued to win. They didn't drop nowhere.
And I just said the fact that they added Gordon to help. That's what I'm saying. You got to account him for he helped a lot.
I'm not saying that. You lost your point guard who runs the team.
So what does that have to do with Joker?
Because Joker's is able to run the team.
But it helped because you added Gordon. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying nothing about him. Yeah. I'm just saying with Gordon that helped too. Now if Gordon wasn't there, then Joker and they still was winning. That's what I'm saying. Like that would have been big. So we all say Joker. You think they're going to win it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Joker
Would you change it? Well, who was yours though?
It's Joker.
It's Joker.
But if Embiid hadn't got hurt,
I would
he dominated this.
That's
year.
what.
But
man.
injuries are like it's part of the. You know what I'm saying? They take it out. They take it away, right? What they say? You miss 10, 12 games.
Okay, so this is a lot of people not into might not be into baseball or whatever, but you got to understand what's going on with this. So Tony La Russa, how old is he? Like,
112.
How old is he? Like 70s?
112. He like 78.
78?
Yeah,
something like that?
He like
76.
Okay.
Again, 112.
So his player, they were killing the mess out of the Twins. I think it was the Twins. And Yerman Mercedes, the rookie that's like 35 years old.
Definitely 35.
But he's been AAA for 8 years.
And now he done came up here this year
and
he's balling.
So they were up 15-4.
Hold on, put this. Go ahead.
Because we got to hurry up. Yeah. They was up 15-4, and they hit, and so they had a position player pitching
who is his friend.
Right. So,
that's the guy they always bring in. He's a catcher and a first base.
But him and Yerman is like they real cool.
Right. So
he throws like 46 miles an hour.
So it was 3-0 count, and dude pitched 46 mile per hour over the plate, and Yerman crushed it for a home run for the White Sox. Tony La Russa, the manager, gets mad and says that he broke one of the unwritten rules. G, I already know how you feel about that. So he says that. Then, it's a lot of talk in the clubhouse, right? Then the next game, the pitcher threw a pitch, try to beam him, threw it behind him to send a message. After the game, La Russa said he understood the Twins pitcher doing that. He understood that. He agreed with that.
Now, he said that he wasn't mad.
He wasn't mad at that.
That's the problem.
Then the White Sox, players jumped out on the what? You tripping.
Not that, see, understanding it is different from being not mad.
So, I'm going to ask G. Hold on. G, you don't watch baseball. You're not a baseball type of guy. When you hear something like that, what goes through your mind?
That I want to play it, but it's not clean. I have it cleaned up, but I have the same reaction as CC Sabathia.
Oh yeah,
I ain't even hear it
because he went off.
He went off. Cause you he went.
He's from
off.
LA, right?
Yeah.
So it's like. So there's a lot of that in there, but basically his point is that Tony La Russa is out of touch with this generation.
He gonna get fired by the end of the year.
But how do you go against? And then when they ask La Russa, like, well, your players are saying no, they saying they don't agree with you, whatever. And La Russa says,
it's not a problem in the locker room.
No. He said, well, he runs the locker room, I run my office.
Yeah.
Right.
He got mad at Lance Lynn,
Yeah.
the pitcher, and he gonna make it this year because they got the best record in baseball. And no matter what happens, he not gonna be back next year.
He might not. We don't know.
But think about it. When it happened, you remember we was on this show. What did I say? I said, why would you pick him
Right.
to run this young team with Tim Anderson flipping bats? I'm talking about Tim Anderson flipped the bat in the stand almost when he hit a home run.
Right. Hey, G, fill me on this. So we're gonna close the show, but when they asked La Russa after all this, they try to ask him what he said. La Russa stuttered. His words got messed up. G, what did he say?
I didn't hear what he said after that.
I thought you had a playback when he was stuttering and messing up the words. I thought you.
So
La Russa did.
He probably still was drunk from that DUI.
But you talking about Rudy Tomjanovich for some reason?
Anyway,
he probably was still drunk from that DUI he got in Arizona.
Yep, but all right, man. So look, that's gonna end the show, man. That's crazy. I can't.
Joe, if he make it the rest of the season,
yeah, he should get fired, bro.
Like for real, I like let the third base coach run this
that
joint.
might mess. We don't know how that's gonna mess up
the chemistry. Even though they won 15-3 last night, but you know what I'm saying.
All right, because they tried to do it again. That's what they tried to. They tried to do it again. But anyway, all right, man. Y'all hear this music? You already know what it means. It means that it's time to let you go. But before we let you go, we have a couple of shout-outs, and stay tuned because you might be a part of it. First of all, I want to give a shout-out to the Almighty God for giving me the platform to do what I do, say what I say, make you all happy, upset, mad, want to give me the stop it button. God, I definitely appreciate this moment, appreciate this opportunity. Also, I want to thank our guests. I want to thank Coach Adrian Sosa. Appreciate you for coming on, sir. Then I want to thank Tim for whatever he was doing. Now I'm just playing, Tim. I'm messing with you, dog. But I want to thank Tim for coming on, for giving Danny just giving it to him, and then I want to thank Danny Thompson also for coming on. Thank my guy G. Appreciate you, G. You got anything you want to say?
Nope.
All right, and then thank my guy D Intellectual.
Yes, man. Appreciate everyone listening in, family, friends, and everybody. Happy to be back this week. I know I was gone for a minute, but man, it felt great to be back. Just appreciate y'all for being here with us, tuning in on every platform and everything that we do. You know, we just getting greater and being better.
All right, I want to thank my beautiful family, lovely wife, beautiful children, cousins, aunties, uncles, nephews, nieces, brothers and sisters, in-laws. Hey, love them, family. Let family know that you love them while they still can feel it. Thanks, Chris Scott. I appreciate you, Anthony Affetti, Dwayne Isaacs, Rick, L.A., Vince, all of y'all, man. But again, love family while they can feel it. Eat good. Be safe. Be healthy. Watch some sports. Watch the playoff games. Until then, next week, same time, same show, same crazy host, same sports nonsense. Will you miss me? I'm out. Peace.
Peace.
You just got done listening to the 3-Point Conversion Sports Lounge. Be sure to follow us on our Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook accounts at the 3-Point Conversion. And also make sure you check out our website, the3pointconversion.com. Be sure to follow us live and listen every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern.
Stop it.